I have to ask you, how many years have you been doing your job?
I've been doing this for 10 years.
Tell me, are you happy doing your job? I,
Yes.
what gives you the most happiness in what you do? Well, first, we should really define the fact that you are a direct caregiver.
Yes.
So that means you have hands-on relationship with the people you're caring for,
Yes.
and you enjoy your job, and you're happy.
Yes.
I have to ask you a question. Do you have another job to help support you so you have be able to pay some of your bills?
Yes. I have another job.
Well, most people do. And most people work double shifts, but other people have to seek employment because, everybody that I know my years of life experience work about 16 hours a day just to be able to pay their bills. And the reality is that people flipping hamburgers make more money than people that are taking care of other people. The hardest job in the world. So tell me a little bit about what your job is. You're not telling me, you're telling the world.
Well, I work directly with individuals and I assist them with everyday living. We work on their goals. I cook, sometimes assist them with showering, um, the recreation with them. They like my family. They You build a relationship. When I first started working this job, I started because I needed extra money, and then I was actually offered another job somewhere that paid me, it was 50 cents more as a part-time job, but you build a relationship with the individuals. So I decided to stay, and I've been here for 10 years.
That's what happens. And everybody that I know, and I've been involved for more than 50 years, most of the people uh, become attached, and they to the people they're caring for, and they don't want to leave. But a lot of people now, the way the cost of living is in our society today, are having difficulty in paying their bills, and we have a crisis waiting because we have people who are experienced, loving, and caring have to seek other employment because they can't pay their bills. And like you, they work double shifts or two jobs. But tell me about the thing that gives you the most satisfaction in what you do.
Um, just to, just to see a smile on their face. Like, for instance, when I cook food for them and dinner, and they say they always pray, and they always say, and thank the cook. So that just tell you they appreciate you. Like, I went on vacation recently, which it was a hard vacation to take because I didn't want to take off because you don't get paid. Then I was like, I'm gonna lose, money, and it's going to be my bill's going to be backed up. So when I went on vacation, just to see the smell when I came back, and they was like, Sheremah's back, Sheremah's back, just to see the excitement on their face.
Well, you see, these are the rewards that many people in their employment don't have. And it's interesting because the happiness that direct caregivers get is, is, a, is the love because a lot of these young people, especially in residentials, they don't have people visiting them. And the caretaker becomes their person who is closest to them and like a family member. And the fact is, when they leave, it's a loss. And new people coming in will never have the experience that you have. And also, they take special people to have the love that you have as well. But, I'm so grateful. And it's funny that you said what you said about the food, because food is so important to our special children and knowing each child and meeting their needs. But it's interesting because I always remember you say, thank you, dear God, for the food we're about to receive. And thank you to the cook. And you were the cook. So you get a lot of thank yous.
Mm-hmm.
But we're concerned because, again, we're in a society today where people think about dollars more than they think about people. And if they're going to raise the minimum wage in the city to $15 an hour, that'll be for city and state employees, but not-for-profit agencies aren't getting the financial resources. So they don't have enough funding to be able to give the raises, and that means they'll end up having to cut staff, cut programs, and the quality of life will be diminished greatly. So what we're here basically trying to do is, and I've always spoken about direct caregivers and they're angels and they're wonderful, beautiful people who care, but they can't afford to be in a situation where they can't pay their bills, and many of them are leaving. So we're here today because you're representing direct caregivers, and the beauty of yourself and your feelings is an important message to go out to know that you're not only just dressing and feeding, you're caring for and giving attention, and your background and training, the diversity of your needs, medical and all the other things, because every child and every person is different, and that's your obligation and responsibility. So to have a caring person like you there is really a gift, and we thank you for all that you do.
And put back what you were saying before, in my 10 years of working here, I have experienced other workers come and go, and it really affects the individuals because they get used to one person and then they have to leave because either they have to find a full-time job or you're not giving them enough hours because you don't have it in your budget to give them the hours, and they just leave.
So that's why we're saying the government and the governor give money, put money in the budget to pay decent salaries to our direct caregivers. It's so important to have a trained professional person taking care of our family members, and that should be a priority. And again, I thank you on behalf of other parents, and I am a parent myself, for the wonderful things that you do.
Thank you. And I thank you.